Yeah, so 100,000 or zero point 0.1 M, it's sort of a psychological barrier, much in the same way as 10,000 was a barrier, and 1,000 was a barrier, and 100 was a barrier. So I think once we pass 100,000, it's just smooth sailing up to 1 million. And it shows that Bitcoin has that growth potential. So once you cross that threshold into the 100,000 range, I think it's going to first accelerate. So Bitcoin's growth trajectory is not going to be, growing at 1,000 every couple of days or dropping by 1,000, but you'll start to go up by 10,000 a day or drop by 10,000 a day. And this is the God candle. And after that, we'll start to see omega candles, which are 100,000 increments daily. So post 100K, that's when things start to heat up and it starts to accelerate. You're further along that steep exponential growth curve.
Bitcoinzilla stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoinzilla today and enjoy the new edge. In this video, Samson Mow unpacks Bitcoin's road to $100,000, the concept of hyperbitcoinization, and its global impact. From MicroStrategy's role to U.S. adoption, Trump's potential influence, and parity with gold's market cap. This is a deep dive into Bitcoin's revolutionary future. Let's catch him up to learn more.
We are very near hyperbitcoinization. So the definition hyperbitcoinization is a parallel of sorts to hyperinflation. It's the point at which we no longer need to convert Bitcoin back to fiat currencies like the dollar or yen, simply because there's no need to. Everyone is using Bitcoin, and most importantly, everyone only wants Bitcoin. So with money, it's typically a zero-sum game. You don't really want an inferior money unless there's a direct need for it. But generally, people want to keep their savings or store value, if they're using fiat currencies, in the strongest vehicle of fiat currencies, which typically right now is the US dollar. But hyperbitcoinization will just be the point at which Bitcoin replaces the dollar, and nobody wants to take the dollar anymore. They want sats for payment. Well, there's a number of factors. The current legacy system is failing. If you look at the fracturing of solidarity of the US dollar, you can see the BRICS countries are starting to migrate away. More trade is being done with the Chinese yuan. And most importantly, you can see the US debt is spiraling out of control. We are at $36 trillion right now. Back when your grandparents were, going out to party, they were paying 15 cents for a hamburger. But now you're $36 trillion in debt. So there's a very big problem right now, and most people don't recognize the scale of that problem, but that debt is unlikely to be paid off. Even with Doge or Department of Government Efficiency, there's only so much you can do to trim the fat and to optimize and cost cut. But I think ultimately it's not going to have much effect because the spending is still there. And more importantly, the interest on that debt is compounding. And interest is a miracle. It's a miracle if you're, in the black, but it's the opposite of a miracle, or it's a big curse when you're in the red.
Bitcoin has entered what Fundstrat's Tom Lee calls the sweet spot of its price bull market, with bold predictions pointing towards six-figure valuations in the near future. Known for his optimistic stance on Bitcoin, Lee projects that the cryptocurrency could reach $250,000 per coin in 2025. His analysis hinges on Bitcoin's price cycles, which are intricately linked to its halving events. These events, which have the rate at which new Bitcoins are generated, historically trigger supply constraints that ignite significant upward price momentum. According to Lee, the next phase of this cycle is already underway. Speaking to Wealthian, Lee emphasized that Bitcoin's path to $100,000 has already been set in motion, but the potential for $250,000 over the next year is highly probable. This confidence stems from the culmination of halving dynamics, coupled with increasing institutional interest and broader acceptance of Bitcoin as a financial asset. Lee suggests that the expected U.S. administration under Donald Trump could further bolster Bitcoin's legitimacy if it incorporates the cryptocurrency into strategic reserves, mirroring MicroStrategy's innovative use of Bitcoin as a balance sheet asset. MicroStrategy has demonstrated how adopting Bitcoin can enhance shareholder value, an approach Lee views as a potential model for nations. The company's multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin investments have driven market enthusiasm, despite episodes of stock volatility. Lee's insights into MicroStrategy's strategy underscore the potential for Bitcoin to transcend its status as a speculative asset and assume a pivotal role in financial systems. Social media analysts share Lee's optimism, with traders like Dave the Wade pointing out that Bitcoin needs only to replicate its October 2023 to March 2024 performance, a 186% surge, to achieve a price of $150,000. Such growth underscores the cryptocurrency's inherent volatility and resilience, inspiring confidence in its long-term potential. As the Bitcoin market gains momentum, it is fueled by a perfect storm of supply reductions, institutional adoption, and increasing mainstream recognition. Lee's prediction of a $250,000 Bitcoin by 2025 captures the imagination of investors and underscores the transformative impact this digital asset could have on global finance.
Well, the biggest thing that MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor is doing is that they are creating demand for Bitcoin. So I view the ETFs as a legitimization of Bitcoin as an asset class. And they are also a major source of demand. Demand for Bitcoin from the ETFs alone is multiples each day of supply. But MicroStrategy sort of adds gasoline on that fire by creating this Bitcoin reactor, which they can take corporate debt and corporate equity and convert that to Bitcoin, price at a much higher multiple in the future, and effectively pay zero interest rate for that. So there's sort of an accelerant on this fire that's already burning for Bitcoin. Decently well defined, I think, in the bill, but at a high level, they committed to stop selling any seized Bitcoin that they have, and there is a plan to purchase. Now, the details of that purchase execution is not really set, but I think that is not something that can be decided until once the bill has really been passed. And the timeline has also been more or less outlined. They want to create a reserve of 1 million Bitcoin. I think Bobby Kennedy was talking about 4 million Bitcoin, but 1 million is still attainable, I think, for the US. But it is going to be very expensive simply because of the MicroStrategy Bitcoin reactor consuming so much Bitcoin fuel in the next few months with their deployment of $42 billion. So it remains to be seen at which price the US will buy at and what their average cost will be. But I just know that things are definitely heating up, and it seems like it will happen because it has to happen.
XRP has reached its highest price in 43 months, surging 26.5% within 24 hours to hit $1.95 on November 30. The rally has been largely attributed to rumors surrounding the potential approval of Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin by the New York Department of Financial Services in December. However, technical indicators suggest that this meteoric rise may be approaching its limit, with signs pointing to a potential 20% price correction in December. The first warning comes from XRP's current position within an ascending price channel. The cryptocurrency has touched the channel's upper resistance, a level that has previously triggered pullbacks. This pattern is reinforced by XRP's Relative Strength Index (RSI), which has surged above 80 on the 4-hour chart, entering overbought territory. Historically, such RSI readings have marked moments of buyer exhaustion and preceded price drops. Adding to the bearish outlook, large XRP holders, or whales, have begun offloading their holdings. On-chain data reveals a reduction of 30 million XRP from whale addresses since November 24, coinciding with the token's approach to its recent highs. This sell-off underscores potential waning confidence among significant investors. The derivatives market further complicates XRP's position. Open interest in XRP futures has reached a record $3.19 billion, reflecting heightened speculative activity. Analysts caution that this leverage-driven pump increases the risk of long liquidations, which could amplify downward pressure if prices fall. Over-leveraged traders facing liquidation would be forced to sell their holdings, potentially accelerating a price correction. As excitement cools, caution is warranted for XRP's short-term trajectory. And do not forget to subscribe to Cointelegraph. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.